What's up, everybody, and welcome to my 1,000 subscriber special. We did it! Yes! It's taken a long time, but we're finally here at 1,000 subscribers, and not a lot's changed. It's pretty much business as usual. Same old grind, same old video making schedule. However, I have never done one of these YouTube milestone videos. Some people do it for 100, 200, 500. I never did any of those because it's like, what's the point when you have so little subscribers? But YouTube did send me a letter in the mail. I don't know if this is like a new thing they are doing for people who hit 1,000 subscribers, but they sent me this letter here, and I figured I'd read it to you guys on the air. I haven't read this letter yet. They also sent me another thing here that I'll show you guys. So they send me, it says, "Dear YouTuber, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. You make content that 0.000007% of our audience enjoys, and it only took you 3 years to even get that. We at YouTube hope that you have a backup plan and that you aren't relying on this channel as a source of income, because the amount that you make in a year from ad revenue is what we spend on our lunch break in a single day. Keep it up. Or maybe don't. Sincerely, the YouTube staff. P.S. Maybe try putting some cats in your videos or grow a pair of breasts." Well, that wasn't exactly what I expected it would be, but they did send me a cardboard 1,000 subscriber play button that a lot of people, you know, a lot of YouTubers are kind of envious of these play buttons. You know, cardboard, it's a start to something. So now I would like to answer some of your questions that you have asked me on my previous video and through other means. So I'll just get right into it. Starting off, appropriately enough, with my co-host from the Uncovering Unexplained Mysteries podcast, Mike. Hi, Mike. Thanks for asking these questions. His first question is, what are some of the worst songs you have ever heard? I wrote down some of my answers here, did my homework for this one. Picture by Kid Rock, Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss, most every country song, Riptide by Vance Joy. If you don't know who Vance Joy is, don't listen to him. And most of the new, what they consider alternative rock nowadays, which I think is complete shit. The next question he asks is, what are your picks for awful albums? I would say these aren't maybe awful albums, but these are albums that thoroughly disappointed me that I was looking forward to. Arcade Fire's Reflector album, Blink-182's latest album, California, sucked just a bag of shit. Smashing Pumpkins, Oceania, and anything else that Billy Corgan's done since then. Rush, Clockwork Angels, their last album they did, just not good in my opinion. I could go on and on this question. He then asks, what are your picks for bad bands or atrocious artists? Well, let me just go down the list here. I would say Vance Joy, The Lumineers, Judah the Lion, Walk the Moon, Mumford & Sons, Future, Plies, Luke Bryan, Bruno Mars, G-Eazy, The Chainsmokers, Poison, and all of those screamo emo bands from the mid-2000s that I had to hear going to middle school. Anyway. Next question Mike asks is, what are some of your favorite and least favorite films? My favorite film genre would probably be the genre known as drama. Just look it up on Google if you don't know. But dramas are movies like American Beauty, Taxi Driver, American History X, The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey. My least favorite movies would tend to be movies that are really dated, that didn't really age well, like most films that come before the year like 1960. Any movie where there's a shit ton of uninteresting dialogue that just drags on, and or movies that are just like fast action the whole time with no interesting like plots or subplots or anything like that. Alright, up next we have a question from Static Chameleon, and he asks, what made you decide to turn your solo project into a duo? Because I have Stephanie in the band now, who is also performing with me. Well, that came about from Hurricane Irma. Stephanie was at my house and the power was out, and I just grabbed my acoustic guitar. She was a big fan of my music, and I started playing my songs and singing them, and come to find out, she knew all the background vocals to all the songs, and I thought, damn, we sound like really good together. And I always liked the idea of having more than just myself on stage in a live situation, because to me that's more visually interesting, and she's just really talented. So, I mean, it's like, if someone's dedicated and they're talented and they want to be a part of my project, then they absolutely are welcome to do that. The next question comes from Ryan48888. Don't you love it when you don't get the original Ryan and you have to annotate it with all these numbers at the end? But maybe 48888 means something to him. Anyway, he asks, do you think rock and roll will ever make a comeback? I think for guitar-driven music to make a comeback, it's got to become trendy again somehow. Like a new breed of good-looking, talented young people are going to have to come in and be marketable enough to reach a young audience. But even then, it might still suck. And it might still be crappy. I don't know if we're ever going to see a time again like we did in the 90s, where you had legitimately good, authentic music, alternative music, grunge music, whatever you want to call it, that also happened to be in the mainstream as well. I just don't know if that time is ever going to happen again. And I think by the time it does come around, I'm going to be so old that I won't even be able to appreciate it like I would now. Hopefully not, though. I mean, I'm trying to bring rock back in my own small way with my band Dancing with Ghosts, so we'll see. He also asked, what's your favorite Trailer Park Boys episode? That would be Season 4, Episode 8, titled Working Man, where Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles are trying to ship weed via FedEx. I forget where. I want to say Maine or something. And Ricky and Mr. Leahy end up getting into it at the very end, and it's one of the funniest exchanges, one of my favorite Trailer Park Boys moments.
You seen this shit, Leahy? Have you seen what the fuck is going on here? Got the SWAT team here, fucking cops everywhere. You're on the fucking news live here. You happy about that?
Can we have a moment?
No, you can't. I'm about to get fucking shot. Fuck off.
And it just makes it suck all the more that Mr. Leahy, John Dunsworth, is dead. I can't believe that. I don't know how they're going to keep the show going with him gone. But anyway, yeah, that's probably my favorite Trailer Park Boys episode. Up next, we have a question from Ultron Robot. He asks, he or she, whichever, DC or Marvel? Marvel. Favorite male DC superhero and favorite male Marvel superhero. For DC, that would be Batman. Sorry, it's kind of a boring answer, but I'm not that big into DC, to be honest with you. Batman is by far my favorite DC superhero. On the Marvel side, I'm going to have to go with either Morph or Nightcrawler. I am an X-Men guy all the way. Always have been since I was a kid. I loved Morph. I loved Nightcrawler. Thought they were just really badass. Favorite female DC superhero? Gotta say, I don't really have one. DC female superheroes are pretty weak in my mind. And I'm not saying weak as in power, but weak as in kind of lame. It's like they just make a female equivalent of whatever the male DC hero is. Batman, you have Batgirl. Superman, you have Superwoman. Hulk, you have She-Hulk. Damn, that was innovative. That pen caught fire when they were writing out those characters. As far as female Marvel superhero, I would have to go with Lady Deathstrike. Ultron Robot also asked me my opinion on McDonald's. Do I love it? Do I hate it? Do I eat it very much? I like it. It's good in a pinch. I think I was indoctrinated at a young age to like McDonald's. It has very simple flavors that a child can enjoy. I think it's that same kind of feel-good nostalgia that makes people come back to McDonald's. I don't eat it much now anymore because the flavor palette is a little basic for me now. That would be like eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for me. I just prefer something a little bit more sophisticated nowadays from a taste buds. Maelstrom of Horror asks, and these continuity levels just 10 out of 10, let me just tell you. This video was not edited in any way. This was one continuous shot. I mean, and you can just tell. They ask, favorite Rush album? Signals. Favorite Rush song? Subdivisions. Favorite dated Rush music video? I love this question. That would be their video for Distant Early Warning. Some of the worst child acting I have ever seen in a music video, some of the worst green screening effects. Now you could argue that most 80s music videos were bad, and I would agree with you, that they are. But then you got stuff like Peter Gabriel and Michael Jackson and what they did, so making a good music video was possible, but Rush is one of those weird bands that they just want to go and play music. They didn't really get caught up in all the theatrics of video and all that kind of stuff, so they are in their best form when they're just playing their instruments live. Videos were not their forte, acting was not their forte, so go look that video up. It is laughably bad, and it's some kind of homage to Dr. Strangelove in there too. It's pretty bad. And I just found some more questions because I'm a professional. Simon Mellon asks, have you watched any of the Black Mirror series? Yes, I have, and that series scares the shit out of me. Some of those episodes are downright depressing. I think that it's been likened to a modern-day Twilight Zone. I would agree with that for sure, 100%. It's a little too freaky for me. It's so good. It is an amazing show. Not every episode is amazing. Some of them are better than others, but it's freaky to me. He also goes on to ask, what do you think will be the next big social media invention, and how far do you think social media will go? I think the next big social media invention will just be further integrating our smartphones and our smart devices into our lives more and more, and collecting more of our information, and just becoming to a point to where the technology and the human being are not so easily separated. It's like we become one almost with the technology. I'm sure there will be some kind of implant of some kind in the future. That just seems to be the next step. It's not a thrilling step to think about, but I mean, I think that's kind of where it's going to go. How far do I think social media will go? I think it'll go as far as we let it go. I mean, until you know, usually trends in society, they go really out there, they go really far in one direction, and then people will kind of get sick of it, and there'll be a pushback. That might happen with social media. I mean, you can look at all the trends throughout history, like disco and, you know, Scientology and those crazy workout fads of the 1980s and trap music of now, and you know, it gets to a certain point where everyone's like, oh, it's this new thing, and let's all jump on it, and then it's like, no, fuck that, go away. But I don't see that happening with social media because it taps into everybody's inner need for attention and self-gratification, which is like a basic human need nowadays, it seems like. He also asks, top 3 bands to check out this year. Unfortunately, Simon, I don't got anything for you, buddy. I don't like any new music. I don't know. Honestly, new bands this year or 2017, I can't think of any. There's not any. I was just telling my bandmate Stephanie this the other day. There are really no new bands that I like now. There really aren't. Unless it's some kind of underground band that's never going to get to the point of like mainstream or, you know, Pitchfork media level fame, like those bands. There's probably some good stuff down in the underground, but I'm the last guy to ever find out about anything underground. All right, our next question is from good old Mike Martin. He asks, what are some of your least favorite video games? Those would be sports games, by far. Sports games, I'm not a fan of them. And I would say like anything before the NES, anything on the Atari 2600, I think those games are just awful. Graphically, I have to have something a little more than, I mean, what is that, 4 bits? I know it's not 8-bit. What is Atari? Like 2-bit? I don't know what the bit is on there, but I gotta have at least 8-bit and higher for me to have fun playing a game. I'm sorry, I have my limitations. He asks, what are some of your favorite cartoons growing up? The Amazing X-Men, Spider-Man, Rugrats, Real Monsters. Are You Afraid of the Dark was not a cartoon. Rocko's Modern Life, Goof Troop. Trying to think. That's all the ones off the top of my head. The Marvel cartoons were really good in the 90s, so I really like those. Beast Wars, you know, SpongeBob, Hey Arnold. I'm talking early SpongeBob. Some weird shit happened with that show later on in the series where I think they fired all the old writers, and that show just got really cartoony and dumb. But it was the first like 3 seasons of SpongeBob were the shit. He next asks, what are you inspired, or I think he meant to say, what inspired you to be a musician? What inspired me to be a musician was basically growing up, the music my dad would play, Pink Floyd, bands like that. Pink Floyd's the one that comes to the top of my mind. He put on Wish You Were Here, their Wish You Were Here album as a kid, and I heard Welcome to the Machine. And being like a 7-year-old kid and hearing Welcome to the Machine, when the headphones were on, I'm like, this is magic. This is real life magic that I'm hearing. This isn't fake like it is in the movies. Like this, I mean, it gave me goosebumps times 10. So even though it took me until about 12 or 13 to realize that I really did want to be a musician, I knew that there was something special about music from a very young age because of probably my dad. And then his final question, which I think this is a good one to end these series of questions on, is what made you want to become a YouTuber? I wanted to become a YouTuber when I basically when I saw the Angry Video Game Nerd. I discovered his videos late, of course, like I discover everything else in life. I came to Angry Video Game Nerd later on, probably around 2013 or so, and it was the first time that I went on YouTube and started consuming content that a nobody made, essentially, that was original programming, because all I used YouTube for before I found AVGN was for watching music videos and for watching those stupid viral videos of, you know, the lady falling down and knocking the wind out of her, and, you know, just those stupid viral videos that everyone used to watch. The Angry Video Game Nerd was the first time that I was like, wow, here's somebody who is making like a little TV show specifically about something I'm interested in, old retro Nintendo games, and it's good. Like, it's, you know, he's talking about old video games. No show on TV was doing that, and here he is doing it. And he eventually did a video where he showed the making of an Angry Video Game Nerd episode, and I thought, shit, if I just invest a little bit of money into this and buy a little bit of equipment, like, I could do this. And I consider myself a fairly funny individual at times and fairly able to be in front of a camera, although at first, if you watch my first videos, that definitely wasn't the case. But yeah, he inspired me to be a YouTuber, and at the time, I had just moved back into my parents' house from living with my former roommate, and I just had a lot more spare time on my hands. I was doing music. I had just started writing Dancing with Ghosts songs, and I felt like I really needed a second hobby. You know, I needed that second thing in my life to take up some more of my time besides just writing music all the time. So that's when the YouTube thing really became a huge fascination for me, and I haven't looked back ever since. It's kind of consumed my life, honestly. You talk to anybody I know, and I'm always, oh yeah, sorry, I can't hang out tonight, working on my next video. And then the podcast came into my life in June of 2016, and that added yet another layer to the cake. So yeah, that's what inspired me. Alright, our final question comes from Ashley Urbanek. She says Urbanek. I want to pronounce it Urbanek. She asks, whatever happened to Victor, my previous band? I guess she did some snooping on my other YouTube channel, which is the one I've had since I was like 20-something years old. I used to be in a band called Victor. Being a musician, all your life you will go from band to band. It's a very typical process. Everyone who's been a musician probably knows what I'm talking about. You know, when you're 15, you start off in this band. From 17 to 18, you're in this band. 20 to 22, you're in this band, so on and so forth. I was in a band called Victor from 23 to like 24, and it was like a rap rock band. Musically, it was really good. They kind of had a name in Jacksonville at the time. The rapper slash lead singer guy, Brandon, he had a bunch of connections here with some of the promoters and stuff, so we always got on really good shows, and we even won some Battle of the Bands thing, and we ended up playing main stage at the Rockville Festival that came through Jacksonville. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I really felt like a rock star on that day, playing on that big stage in front of a good chunk of people, even though we had to play at 11 a.m. in the morning. We were like literally the first band to open up the show or whatever, but like we still had people up there checking us out because we were a band on the big stage, so let's go watch. But what ended up happening to that band? Well, band members started dropping off here and there, and then it kind of got down to where it was just like 4 of us, and there was a lot of infighting in the band, like especially between me and the bass player Jason. He wanted to be like the captain and the songwriter, and like he wanted all the control, and I wanted all the control, and it was like this constant like tug of war between us, and it just kind of got to the point to where we stopped playing shows, and it got to the point to where I hated going to band practice. And if you're in a band and you hate going to band practice, you dread going to band practice, I can unequivocally tell you that is the moment you need to quit that band because your heart is no longer in it. And I just got to where I hated being in the band because I hated working with Jason in that project with how he was. And you know, and the band Victor, because of our singer, and he had a tendency to run his mouth a lot, we got kind of a bad reputation in Jacksonville, and even to this day, the band is kind of hated in Jacksonville. Glad that I'm so much of a nobody that, like, my reputation didn't travel on to my other projects that I've done since then, thank God, but yeah, I mean, I had some fun experiences in the band, but I think overall it was kind of a weird experience. Bittersweet, I guess you could say. Alright, and to finish this video off, we're gonna open some more packages from Canada. So, let's get started. I can't wait to see what else I got sent by Ashley. Thank you again, Ashley, for God's sakes. The generosity levels are just off the charts. Oh, God. Alright. This one wasn't packed nearly as crazy as the first one that I opened, thankfully. So, let's see. Let's see what's going on in here. Alright. Oh, shit. We got us some chips and snacks. Spicy, what are these? Hickory sticks. Julienne. Oh, okay, that's the French word for them. Alright, spicy hickory sticks. Alright, we'll give these a try. God damn. Some more spicy hickory sticks. I hope I like these. Oh, what do we got here? Some Ruffles all dressed. I already tried these in my Canadian food video. I know I like these. These are really good. Awesome. I needed some salty food in my life. Oh my God, yes! I love these ketchup flavored chips. Now, to most of you Americans, Lay's ketchup flavored chips, you would think it sounds gross, but these are actually amazing. It's basically like salt and vinegar with a little bit of tomato seasoning to it. These are really good. I don't know why we don't have these in the States. And they're super expensive to import too, by the way, because I tried importing some off of Amazon back when I did my Canadian taste testing video, and they were like, I don't know, they were a lot of money. Alright, she's got some... Oh my God, this is heavy, whatever the hell this is. Oh goodness. She got me some authentic maple syrup, or syrup. Sirop de blah blah blah. Don't know how to say that. Oh, okay. The damn French... Anyway, they got the French side and the English side. The original 100% pure maple syrup, Canada grade A, dark, robust taste. You know what? I eat pancakes and waffles every day for breakfast, so I will definitely be trying some of that out. Thank you so much. And what do we have here? Some Kraft peanut butter. Kraft does not make peanut butter in the US, believe it or not. But they do make it in Canada. So that was box number 1. Now it's time for box number 2. It's like Christmas all over again. I remember like crying to my co-host Mike about how he always gets sent stuff and I never do, and Mike just so assuredly says, you will, people start sending you stuff, and I was like, no they won't. He was so right. Not that I'm like a charity case or anything, like it's super nice when people send me stuff. I was more or less just joking, because Mike literally gets sent shit like every day, it seems like. Which, by the way, if you're interested in listening to our podcast, the link is in the description. Dude, these boxes that she uses are so, just so cute. And me as a guy, I don't use that term very much to describe packaging, you know, but what can I say? Look, I mean, look at this. How adorable is that? It's all the freaking care that went into this. I didn't deserve it, Ashley. Oh my goodness. What is all this? We got all this stuff in here. What do we got in here? Scenes of oh my god. So, Scott Funeral Home, Brampton Chapel. She works at a funeral home, and oh my goodness, that's beautiful. I guess they have their own calendar? Is that like complimentary when people die? Ashley, like, these are really, oh my god, it's got stickers in here? Forget about it, this thing's adorable. And I didn't have a calendar in my house. I'll hang this up. Oh my god, more candy. Holy crap. She sent me a crap ton of these Kinder eggs. Good lord, man. Alright. Crunchy bar. What is this, like Butterfinger? Sponge toffee. I will give it a try. Oh my god. Look at this. I was actually going to buy this at Walmart the other day. I love these little pixel things. And Mega Man is my favorite. This is amazing. I love this. This is going right in my freaking game room. Like, how awesome. That's not even Canadian. That's just awesome of you. Up next we have these maple cream things. My dad would actually really like these. He likes the maple flavored donuts. Why does the cookie say DARE on it? D-A-R-E. Are they daring me to try this? Is something bad going to happen? Must be a French term I don't know about. But she sent me 2 boxes, so I will definitely have enough to try here. Some more Kinder Eggs, and finally, oh my goodness, what do we got here? Jolie? I'm sorry, this is embarrassing. I don't know how to fuck to say this. These look amazing, whatever they are. And she sent me 2 boxes of them, so oh my goodness. The generosity here, folks. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you Ashley a million for all the stuff you sent me. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna get so much fatter than I already have gotten in this last year. Thank you everyone for watching my videos. Here's to another 1,000 subscribers, which will hopefully not take me another 3 years to get. And that's all I can really say is just thank you everybody. I really appreciate everything. You've made me very happy. Have a good rest of your night.